Peace, family. Desiree D. Ray Wise here, your spiritual healing coach, helping you heal your relationship with self to heal your relationship with all things, right? Listen, we are back quicker than I'd imagined um, to discuss the passing of the great vocalist, the great singer, one of the neo soul pioneers, Angie Stone. Okay. And I will tell y'all 100% that um, I was actually trying to not be involved or engaged or, you know, enthralled with this energy. I actually was trying to avoid it. You know what I mean? When I first saw that Angie Stone had passed away, I literally was like, I don't want no parts in it. I don't want to feel anything dealing with this. Like, I just did not want to be involved. Y'all ever feel like that? Or do y'all ever go through that? Hold on, real quick, y'all. I got to call you back, brother. Call your brother in law.
Oh, look at the shit I just bought to try to grace.
Oh, nice. I need those for Cara. Let me call you back. Gotta go. Love you. Bye. So, my brother and my dad, you see, they call at all the funniest times. Okay. Um, but you know, when you're seeing things on social media, like you gotta be careful on what you get involved with, what you become like emotionally entangled with. And this was one of those things where I did not really want to be emotionally involved and entangled with because I've been getting to know myself more and more and more, and I know that Black women um, hold a very near and dear space in my heart. And when I get involved, I can become too involved in a way that is not um, I'm learning on how to be involved in things that could be emotionally triggering, right? And still have a certain buffer between my own energy in that thing. And so when I saw that Angie Stone had passed, I didn't really want to get engaged with it, right? And so before we even found out, before we even found out, we wake up in the morning and Dream is just like, I want to take you out on a date tonight. Like, we just got to get out the house. And I'm like, okay, baby, yes, yes. Oh my God, yes, please. And it was so sweet because I was like, I don't want to have to do nothing, right? I just want you to tell me what's the vibes. Are we going chill? Are we going sexy? I just want you to tell me the vibes. I'm just going to get dressed and show up. In fact, you are going to drive. Mind you, in Dream and I's relationship, I am always the one behind the wheel. I am always the driver. But today or yesterday, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to drive. I'm going to let you drive. I'm going to just be a lady, right? Um, um, that brings up into, oh my God. See, spirit, this shit. Okay. All right. Keep calm. Let me just make a note. Let me make a note of that. Let me make a note of that. I just got to make a note of that because I want to come back to that. I got to come back to that. So, Dream and I, he sets up the whole date. He gets the babysitter. He does all the things for our date night. Mind you, at this point, when we're getting ready to go, I'm sure he's aware that Angie Stone has passed away. I'm aware that Angie Stone has passed away, but we have not talked about it yet. We have not like seen how each other feel about it, think about it, whatever. We're going. And so we're in the car and I have a thought. A thought pops into my mind about the Angie Stone passing. But as the thought popped into my mind, I again told myself, yeah, I really don't want to talk about this on our date night. I really kind of just want to have a sexy time. I just want to enjoy the ride. I just want to be good. Do y'all know right when I had that thought, the first thing we hear is, no more rain in this cloud. So let me make this clear for y'all. From the time I found out that Angie Stone had passed away till Dream and I being in the car, I had, in a sense, avoided engaging with this energy. I was just like, I just don't want to do it. I just want to stay in a little bubble of like positivity and happiness and joy and fun. Like, I don't want to engage. And we get in the car, and Dream and I, y'all know we love music. Music is such a powerful aspect of our relationship. We're in the car riding, we're on the freeway, it's going good. It's a sexy night, it's great weather. We're both looking good. He's looking delicious. I'm looking edible. And the music is just shuffling, right? We got Apple Music and it's just shuffling, it's just going. And right in my mind, when I thought about Angie and I said, I really want to talk about it, we hear no more rain in this cloud. And so Dream and I, being the people that we are, we instantly go, oh. And we give her our ashes and our love to Angie. And mind you, this is right when that happened, I was like, okay, let me tune in, because I just had the thought. I kind of was like, don't want to touch it. And then the song comes on immediately. So I'm like, okay, let me pay attention. Let me listen and let me intuit what is actually coming up. What is the message from Angie Stone in this moment? Or why did this happen to her at this time? And so we're listening to we give out our shades, we're listening to the music, and I'm receiving all of these downloads. And the downloads that I'm receiving today is what I'm here to share with you right now. First of all, when I want to be clear that when things like that happen, right? Like, you don't plan to have this certain energy or this spirit enter into your space. When things like that happen, you have to just know, like, all right, I'm receiving a channel, I'm receiving a download, I'm receiving a certain level of insight. That's just the facts. Okay. Gotta know that. I want to play the song though. I got a few videos I need to play. Let me not make
a lot of my publishing.
I'm going to play that in a sec. I don't want to play it right now. I'm going to play that in a sec. And I know I'm coming with a different perspective. than what y'all will hear. Because I'm going to tell y'all right now, everybody is posting that video that I'm going to share with y'all too. Everybody's posting the video of, oh, she was about to go for her publishing and she's about to do all of that. And all of that is true. She absolutely was in that space and moving in that direction. She is, and she was, right? And so everything will happen as it needs to happen, for sure. But the perspective and the download and the channel that I received last night is different than what is to be expected. What is this? Is this the right video? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to find the right videos. I downloaded and saved these videos for y'all. I'm trying to make sure I get the right one and don't show y'all something that you don't need to be seeing. Okay? But while I find the right videos, let's listen to this. Let's listen to No More Rain. And I want to hear how y'all perceive it. I want to hear how y'all perceive the song now in her transition. I want to hear how y'all perceive it. Let's see. Wow. I'm proud of Angie Stone. I'm proud of her, especially with this energy. All of y'all just jam the song, feel the vibes, feel the love of this energy. That's all Dreaming I heard yesterday. We in the car. That's the first thing we heard. No more rain in this clouds. And we like, what the hell? Our sunshine has come. And I'm all right. And there's no more rain in this cloud.
written on your face. And it reads, broken spirit, lost and confused, empty, scared, used and abused, a fool.
Sing, Angie.
Ain't it funny that the way you feel shows on your face, all over your face, and the smile you used to wear seems a little bit out of place. Hold on, in time it gets a little better. Oh, our sunshine has come. My sunshine, and I'm all fired out. And there's no more rain. No more rain. No, no, our sunshine has come. Oh, and I'm all fired out. And there's no more rain in this cloud. So you want to live, and to you I shall give all the space that you requested. Hope you don't live to regret it. So you say you're in your prime, baby, don't waste your time. Remember my love, it's only a thin line. Sunshine has come. My sunshine.
All right. So yeah, that's what Dream and I literally was hearing as we are in the car on our way to a date night from Angie Stone. And so without, let me tell you how beautiful this is. Without knowing anything about what Angie Stone has been doing recently, as far as her coming after Universal Music Group, you know, for her masters and her publishings and all of those things like that. Without knowing any of that, the channel that I received, one, was No More Rain. You know, for a lot of people in this physical reality, there's a lot of rain. There's a lot of sadness. There's a lot of hurt. There's a lot of all of this. And so, you know, I will never forget this Bible verse that says, death is gain. Death is gain. Right? I don't know who said that in the Bible. Was that Jesus that said death is gain? Right? I will never forget hearing that for the first time at a funeral I went to when I was a kid, or like a teenager. Death is gain. And so right when I heard her No More Rain on the day, or on the day that we are finding out as the masses, right, of her transition, my first thought and the first channel and the first download that I received was, wow, she's no longer in pain. No more rain. And so that within itself is a means of celebration. And of course, for the people who are closest to her, that's hard. It's hard to celebrate the loss of a mother, a sister, a friend, somebody that you are used to doing life with. But when we can, at some point, when we've gone through our grieving cycle and we're able to be reflective, we'll say, wow, my mother, my friend, my sister, whoever was dealing with a certain amount of pain, a certain amount of rain that now in their transition, they are now free from. That's the first thing. And so when I received that, because again, I was not trying to engage with this information. I was not trying to be a open channel to receive all of this different feedback spiritually and energetically, right? I was actually trying to be kind of detached and almost aloof. But I think this message that I have to share with y'all today is exactly why the Cosmic Collective, which Angie Stone has now become a part of on a very real and deep level, right? On an astral level. I think the message of no more rain and no more suffering is the key. Okay. So another line. So first of all, just the title of No More Rain and that coming on while Dream and I are on our way to a date. We didn't look for it. We didn't search for it. We didn't whatever. It just shuffled on Apple. So let me ask y'all this. Are we going to say, oh, Apple Music just knew to play some Angie Stone? The algorithm that chooses what song to play next, they just knew Angie Stone passed away. And so they said they're going to play Angie Stone on your phone. That's not how it works. Maybe today or over the next few days, maybe, this probably won't even happen, but maybe over the next few days, music places, DSPs, right? These programs that send out music, maybe, I don't even know the likelihood of this, maybe they will create a playlist dedicated to Angie Stone that says, rest in peace, Angie Stone, here are her favorite songs, or here are her most listened to songs. And that's a strong maybe. So for the song Normal Rain to come on, I just want to share with y'all, when people transition, you want to look at them and their lives from a holistic place. We don't know from the outside looking in what Angie Stone was dealing with or battling in her life. We don't know the trials and tribulations that she was facing. But what I know right now, 100%, is that there's no more rain. There's no more pain. There's no more sorrow. There's no more hurt in her at this time. And the people that love her most, yes, they'll hurt. They'll grieve. But hopefully they'll come to realize that death is gain for the one that actually transitions. Right? Also, they say death is gain because in the Christian belief, when a believer makes the transition, they're going to heaven, right? God has got a new angel. That's in the religious perspective. That's gain for the Christian collective. Do we understand? Okay. So that's the first channel that came through that I really appreciated and that I was really grateful for when this song came on. The next channeled message that came through her own words, through her own voice, through her own music. So you say you're in your prime, baby, don't waste your time. So when she first wrote the song, however many years ago, she was talking in terms of a relationship she was in. Now this gets deep because did y'all know that Angie Stone and the singer D'Angelo share a child together? I didn't know that until today. That they shared a child together. Did y'all know that? Let me know in the comments. Dream and I had to go and do our research and be like, what? Because it seems so far-fetched because they are many years apart. Like D'Angelo was like 51 right now. She died at 63. That's a pretty large age difference to be having a child with somebody. So I didn't know that. We just found that out today. So when Angie Stone says, so you say you're in your prime, baby, don't waste your time. At that time, I could only assume she was talking about D'Angelo because, baby, he's in his prime. Okay? All right? And I'm not going to say the rest of my thoughts about that right now because you don't want to she's in her transition now, let's let her go to glory. But that age difference, they said she met him, she was 31, he was 19, So, that's a whole side note. That's a whole side note. Here's the thing. So you say you're in your prime. Baby, don't waste your time. See, a lot of people are going to take this perspective that Peach Butter had. I think they took her out to keep her from talking. Right? That's the surface level of it. See, when Dreamer and I were in the car yesterday and I heard that line, so you say you're in your prime, baby, don't waste your time. Immediately, Spirit told me she is in her prime. Don't waste your time trying to fight this collective music industry battle that people have been dying to and fighting for decades. It's a waste of time. And I know, like humanly wise, it's like, what? Why would it be a waste of time for her to fight that battle, for her to win that case, and for her to get back all of the money that she's owed? Why would that be a waste of time? It's because you, an individual, are fighting a massive collective spirit, what they call an egregor, what they call, if we had to give it, a term, we're talking about an energy we talked about this in my video on Thursday. We're talking about a succubus, incubus spirit. And your one self want to fight this spirit. That spirit is not going to be defeated by the individual. It's too big. It's too massive. That spirit has to be fought collectively. That spirit has to be fought by really not even the people in the music industry, but the people who fund the music industry, which is the people who are listening to the music. So of course, like on the surface is like, oh, see, this. When we are in our conspiracy theory mindset of they did this, they did that, what we are saying is that evil has prevailed. And that's a belief system I refuse to adopt. And that's the thing. We cannot continue to adopt the mentality of they taking people out, they doing this, they doing this, they doing this, because every single time we say that, we validate and we pour fuel. We pour fuel into that spirit. We're feeding the spirit of they can take you out if they don't like something that you say. We got to stop. It lets that narrative means that the evil prevailed over good. So here's the perspective that I got when I heard her say, so you say you're in your prime, don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. Her spirit, her higher self, right? Her Godhead, her soul said, come here. Took her out of that body and said, girl, don't waste your time trying to fight a battle that you are not meant to fight alone. Don't waste your time. Her spirit said, come here. Don't waste your time. See, when we see it from that perspective, that's how we can appreciate the no more rain. She already said it. I got to show y'all this video. The performance. I'm trying to tell y'all. She just did a performance. Where is this video? Let me see. Where is this video? I just downloaded this video. She literally, in her performance, okay, there it is. I got to play it. Where is this? Where is this video? Got to play this. Got to play this because we gotta look beyond like the surface level, right? What I see in this is God. What I see is God, a gift to her. Because here's the thing, these battles that people choose to fight against the quote unquote powers that be, right? Against this spirit that has seek to steal, kill, and destroy for forever, they end up doing more harm to a person than good. So yeah, you got your bag. Yeah, you got your publishing back. Yeah, you got all of those things, but what did you lose in trying to get that? A sense of peace, a sense of wholeness. But no, let's go deeper. When people decide to fight these battles, they're going to go against the man. They're going to fight the system, the music industry. This is when all of they shit come out. All of the things that you did, i.e. Diddy, whether he was fighting the system or fighting them or going against what they desire for him to do publicly or not, even though we know with the whole Ciroc thing, he had decided he was moving around from that. That's a system. The music industry, the sex industry, the drug industry, the alcohol industry, they all go hand in hand, right? They all scratch each other's backs. Do we understand? So Angie could have been like, yeah, fight the system. I'm going to go get my publishing. I'm about to bring some things to truth. But her spirit, her soul, beyond her human consciousness understood, okay, let me show you this battle may reveal some things about you that would do more harm to you spiritually, mentally, emotionally than you getting this money back. Do we understand that? Do y'all understand that? Like, okay. And this was so divine too last night because it was so random. Dream and I, we're doing our thing. We're flirting. We're going back and forth. We have a beautiful banter with each other. And the words, "you are my lady," come out, right? And I don't know what Dream said to me or what I said to him, but we kind of said the words, "you are my lady." And then both of us at the same time had said a song that has those words. So Dream took it as, "You're my lady." D'Angelo, "You're my lady. My. He took it that way. I took it this way. "You are my lady, my love." First of all, y'all let me know which song y'all like more. Do you like D'Angelo, "You're my lady"? Or do you like my version? "You are my lady, my love. You're everything I need and more." All of this happened last night. Lo and behold, Dream took the D'Angelo version. Lo and behold, D'Angelo and Angie Stone got a kid together, met him when he was 19. She 31. She basically, for lack of better words, grooms him. They have a whole video on it on YouTube where the lady is saying Angie basically came out and that's Freddie Jackson. Freddie Jackson. Where basically, let me pause this. I don't want this to play right now. Where basically she was like, "I see something in you," right? Basically, she was like, "You're a star." She was like, "They don't see you yet, but I see you," right? "I see you, D'Angelo. I see the sexy chiseled face and the sexy body. I see you." And so she was a part of his journey in becoming the D'Angelo that we know now and that we knew then. But something like that, which could have been innocent in nature, for real, which it could have been an older, mature woman really pouring into a young man who she sees as talented. And then after years of working together, strictly business, the relationship turns into something romantic. Do you know that the mass media and conspiracy theorists, right, could take that in itself and create a disgusting narrative about Angie Stone? This is the type of things, these are the types of things that come up and that come out when people decide that they're going to buck the system. that they've implanted themselves in. Do we understand? So a lot of times we're like, fuck the system, fuck the system. I'm going to fight the system. I'm going to fight the masses. Not understanding that there should have been a certain level of spiritual wisdom, spiritual insight, intuition before even getting into the system and losing all of your rights as an artist. So spiritually, hear me out. The message that I received last night was, it's not worth her time to fight this battle. And if she was still in the physical body, she would be fighting like she got something to prove. When this is nothing to prove. We already know how toxic, how demonic, how vampiric these companies and these businesses and industries are. We know the health industry is crazy and they will take everything from you. We know the music industry. There's nothing to prove in that. Okay? But this is what she was talking about, right? This is what she was saying.
A lot of my royalties, my mechanicals, they have all pretty much been stolen. After 40-something years in the business, I'm like, where are my royalties going? Because I'm not getting this. Come to find out, Universal Music has been receiving all my royalties, all my mechanicals. They've taken pretty much everything. They've stolen, I won't say stolen, but they have taken all the monies that were due to me. They have basically absorbed in that company. Even though there's several class action lawsuits, people that were working on my behalf never even registered the songs. All the songs that I've done, I'm only coming to find out they were not properly registered by the companies that I signed over to, people that were supposed to do their due diligence. So I am truly a walking testimony that God has carried me all this time. Because
so God just stopped carrying her because she came out and said this? That's what I'm saying. We cannot. So God has stopped carrying her because she came out. So God just let these people take her out? That's not the right perspective to take. When we take that perspective, we are basically saying evil prevails. If the powers that be don't want you here, they'll take you out. And so last night, as we were in the car, I was just like, no. I mean, what do you choose? And I'm not being, and I'm not, I am an eternal optimistic, right? I am an eternal optimistic. But when it comes, and I understand being a realist, I understand being real, but sometimes being real and keeping it real can go wrong. And that is what is continuously happening for a lot of people, where they feel like they got to always tell the truth about what they feel like is happening, right? A person could in their mind be like, well, the truth is she was about to reveal the truth about her publishing. And so the truth is they don't want that truth to come out. So the truth is they will kill you. Sometimes keeping it real goes wrong. And I'm not saying that Angie Stone is wrong. I'm saying the perspective that many people right now are doing and are about to do when it comes to these types of things is the reason why these types of experience continue to perpetuate. But what if, first of all, what if this? What if Angie felt absolutely no pain in her transition, though she was in a car accident? What if she was already gone? What if let me show you better than I can tell you. Look at this video right here. This is the proof of what I'm saying.
Yes, he is.
He is still in charge. He's large and in charge.
Yes, he is.
And when you can't get through, just remember, God has got you. Thank you, Jesus.
Boom. So right there, this was at her performance the night before She died, right? She probably was leaving here, going to her next spot. And she says, remember, when you can't get through, God still got you. So the night before, God is going to abandon her and just let these people run her off. Let the powers that be find a crash dummy to get in. Crash dummy, literally. Find a crash dummy to get into an 18-wheeler, drive that 18-wheeler into her Sprinter van at the perfect speed, at the perfect rate or whatever, for the Sprinter van to flip over multiple times, only kill her and nobody else dies. These people have that level of power and that level of strategy. I know they don't. I know they don't. But I know what the Almighty, the Most High, I know what, because you can't make this up. Look at this. Let me let her keep going.
Thank you, Jesus.
Amen. Amen.
And then she sings No More Rain. So she starts off this thing saying, remember it. Let me rewind it.
Yes, he is.
He is still in charge.
God is still in charge.
Yes, he is.
And when you can't get through, just remember, God has got you. Thank
When you can't, God is still in charge. When you can't get through, remember, God's got you.
you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus.
Amen. Amen.
No more rain in this cloud. No more rain in this cloud.
I'm all right out. There's no more rain. There's no more rain. Listen, do we get it? Am I tripping? Y'all can let me know if I'm tripping. Am I tripping? I mean, like, what? My sunshine has come. And I'm all cried out. There's no more rain in this cloud. And I know she was fighting for her legacy and fighting to provide generational wealth for her children. I think she just has a son. And then for the grandchildren that will come. But I guarantee you she has more power and more capabilities and more alignment without fighting the physical battle of humanity. So what stance do we take here? You know, that was one of the things that I was thinking about, that sometimes you got to leave before the pride and the ego, right? Going back to everything that she was saying, she even said it. And see, this is the problem with how people manifest certain challenges, right? Because one of the things she said was, who knows what they're going to do to me? She says, who knows what they're going to do to me for saying all of this? Spirit is like, you know what? I'm not even going to give you the chance or the opportunity to do all of this blasting and doing all of this, because it's not a new conversation. She's not bringing anything new to the surface. But there could be things about her that would do more harm than damage to her image and to the beautiful vocalist we know her as. We know her as one of the pioneers of neo soul music. We know her as one of the pioneers of being a beautiful, big Black woman and singing. When I say big, I don't just mean size, right? Looking back, reminiscing on, caught a brother doing bad and you put me on. Told me not to be ashamed of what I got. Never mind them hating niggas up and down the block, babe. Held it down and the bills got paid. That's more than a woman. Boy, you must have lost your way from heaven. Could it be for me? Yeah. I mean, brother, strong brother, I'll never try to hurt you. I want you to know that I care for you for whatever. My voice sounds like hers right now because I'm kind of hoarse. Because, you know, she sang with a little bit of rasp. She sang with a little bit of rasp, okay? So sometimes we got to leave and stop and pause before our pride and our ego gets in the way and causes more harm than good. Something that she said in this video right here.
If you only knew how much money they have or properly registered by the companies that I signed over to, people that were supposed to do their due diligence.
See, I got to pause right there. This is a message for all of us. We got to do our own due diligence. See, I'm already like that, right? My mama kind of raised me like that to where I go behind people. Yeah, you said you did this, but let me go behind you and check again, right? Let me go behind and look again. Yeah, you my tax preparer because I know y'all filing y'all taxes right now. Go check them taxes again. Yeah, they're professional. You went to TurboTax and everybody else. Yeah. Go do it again. Go do it again. Check again and again and again. You got to read for yourself. You got to comprehend and understand for yourself. Don't let a banker, a doctor, or anybody tell you something and you take their word at face value. You have to ask God for the discernment and for the wisdom. Even if you don't understand everything that you're reading or everything that you're engaging with, you got to ask God, show me the things that I need to know and that I need to understand. Show me the things that will keep me in alignment and in righteousness with what I actually desire for my life. That's the whole, see, when we're looking at these things, don't focus on the conspiracy theory of it. Oh, they did this, they did that. That minimized the power of this woman's life.
So I am truly a walking testimony that God has carried me all this time, because if you only knew how much money they have taken from me, how much they have stolen from me, money that I'm supposed to be, I should have been able to retire 20 years ago with the money I've made. So I'm just here to let you know, one way or the other, Universal Music, you're going to have to give up my coins. And so what
That's ego. I'm sorry. That's ego. Universal Studios, one way or another, you're going to have to give up my coins. Meaning, I'm coming for it no matter what. No matter what I got to do or who I got to be, whatever I got to go through, I'm about to get, you about to pay me. And sometimes that creates an energy in us that is not in alignment with the grace and with the goodness that God has actually blessed us with. Do you understand? And I feel her. I 100% feel her, because if anybody takes something from me, I want it back. But I understand how I get it back. Me getting it back still has to come from the grace of God. Do you understand? And I'm not saying that she was not in the grace of God. I feel like God is going to bless her lineage 100 times more now. Whatever that number is that she thought that UMG owed her and was going to give her back, right? And then, yes, you are right. She willingly gave it, right? Without the awareness or the insight on how to manage her talent, her gifts, her whatever. These people are they are man eaters. It's dog eat dog. That's why Kanye West is as crazy as he is. We got to understand that there's always two sides to the coin. So exactly, look how the psychology works. So she says, I gave myself over to, I gave my rights over to. So basically you messed up, right? And she wasn't aware of her documentation, how things are running, whatever, right? We could call that just a lack of awareness or ignorance to these things. She's probably too busy. She's working. She was probably too trusting. You know, you got this lawyer and, oh no, I got it, whatever. And she, okay, thank you, I appreciate it, da 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 da. Too trusting or whatever. And so, yes, there were mistakes on her end that will and pitfalls, booby traps, essentially, that she fell into, that many people in the music industry fall into, right? But when you get to a space where you're saying one way or another, no matter what, you're basically saying, I don't care what goes on, you're going to have to run me that. See, another perspective would be leaning into your faith, doing the spiritual work. Because maybe your blessing and your financial freedom is not supposed to come through UMG. Do we understand? Maybe her financial breakthrough was not supposed to come to there, but she's binding herself. She's saying it got to come from them because they owe me. Not knowing and understand that God works in mysterious ways. God works in mysterious ways. I don't know why my camera's acting funny. There we go. God works in mysterious ways. So some way, somehow, UMG give money to this person, and some way it ends back at you. But that's why you got to just keep trusting God. She says, God has kept me, is what she said. God has kept me. I don't know how. Stay in that frequency. Stay in the frequency of gratitude and trust. And I know that's hard to do when we know for a fact that somebody has done something, somebody has been a part of a certain level of violation upon us. I get it. But I'm here to tell you, you know, when you argue with a fool from the outside looking in, you don't know who the actual fool is because both people are looking foolish. Does that make sense? So you got Angie Stone, or you got all of these other amazing artists wanting to go up against this conglomerate that is rooted in vampirism, that is rooted in stealing and taking and leeching the very best from you. And you want to get in the ring with them. Why? Right? Old saying, the battle is not yours, it's the Lord's. But in today's society, people feel like they got to win the battle through social media, through letting their story be known. They're going to pay me because I'm going to make it be known. No, some stuff you got to keep in your prayer closet. Go into your prayer closet. Go into your sacred space. Let me tell y'all something that I heard the other day that was so good. So good. Thank you, God, for that transmission. Where this guy was saying people think that venting is doing them good and is doing them more harm. See, when Angie was doing her live streams, she was venting. She was letting the family know, letting her supporters know, letting the people who love her music know what she'd been through, the trials and tribulations that she'd faced. But she wasn't speaking from a place of I've already won. And that's a major difference. I'm telling y'all, when these live streams get like this, I'll be having to grab a crystal. And look how beautiful is this pyrite crystal. All shiny. It looks like abundance. Thank you, Spirit. Y'all can't really see it because of the phone is, the camera isn't doing what it does, but it looks like abundance. Silvers and gold and all of that. And so I'm grateful to Spirit for this, for right now, for this conversation. And I affirm right now that her son, his children, and her legacy, I affirm right now that all the abundance that is due to them shall be restored 100%, 1,000-fold. Not only for Angie and her family, but for anybody in this video who has ever been taken advantage of, mistreated, their abundance stolen in whatever way, shape, and form right now. I affirm right now that abundance be released to you. I affirm right now that anybody that is stealing your wealth, consciously or unconsciously, that they cease and desist. That any intentions that they have set to take away your abundance, to steal your likeness, to use your creativity for their abundance and not yours, I affirm right now that their efforts are null and void. Venting. A lot of people these days get online and they vent about the trials and tribulations that they are in presently, about the battles they are facing presently, because they're looking for support. They're looking for connection and a resonance and just knowing that they're not alone. But sometimes the things that we are saying in these online streets are a part of what is creating more trials and tribulations in our lives. When we vent and we are talking about something that is unpleasant in our lives, and we're not doing it from a place of constructiveness, or we're not destructing the experience and rebuilding it in a way that serves our highest good, right? What we are doing is solidifying that experience more deeply into our psyches and into our beings. And so that's why it's always good to speak from a place of already won. So when Angie Stone says, I don't know how God has kept me, God has kept me, that's what the message is supposed to be. The message was not meant to be, they did this, they took this, whatever. The message was supposed to be, God continues to hold me and carry me, even though there's millions of dollars owed to me. I'm not worried about the millions because God has kept me thus far. I'm not worried about how they, quote unquote, wronged me because everything that I've ever needed has always been provided for. See, that message is a message that creates a story that you want to continue to persist. I trust God that in due time, what is owed to me will be returned. Whether it is returned to me in this physical realm or returned to my children and their children and their children, it has to come back. It has to, because it's mine. It's my money and I want it now. It's yours. And so I think sometimes as people, it can get confused as to what we're actually talking about. The real message is, what is mine is always mine and will always be for me. What is meant for me can never miss me. That's the message. And so sometimes when we're telling a story or a narrative that's not the message that is truly aligned with our deep-rooted, right, core beliefs, it can create this disconnect. And then you could only imagine the conspiracy theorists. You could only imagine the people, the hundreds of thousands of people who watched her videos, watched her saying, I'm going to tell my story, I'm going to tell my testimony. Their minds is automatically going to, well, what happened to Whitney? And well, what happened to Michael? And what happened to Prince? She better be careful. It might happen to her. Boom, car accident. We got to take into consideration the power of the collective mind. So if she were presenting herself or presenting her story right now, because her story is a beautiful one and it's an interesting one. But if it were presented from the perspective of, they got me, y'all, all of these years of work and power and music that I've put in, I realize I haven't been compensated for, but I've still been living a blessed life. Look at God. Now that gives the listeners something to look at in their own lives and say, I could think about how that job was not paying me my worth. I can think about how I was supposed to get that raise and didn't. I could think about how my husband wasn't giving me these things that I knew that as a husband he was supposed to give me, or my wife I knew she was supposed to give me, or my mother or my father, they didn't do. And still I thrive. And still I rise. And still I am here. I am better than ever. And I trust that in due time, I will reap all that I've sown, despite people, circumstances, the devil, whatever, right? Dream and I last night, y'all, so we went on a date. It was so cute. It was so cute. And I told y'all how all of it came about, right? Angie Stone. Hey, DJ Waller, that's my brother. I've never seen you on my live stream. Like, how are you here today? How are you even here today? Right? How did you get on here? How did you know I was live? I love you. So yesterday, this was so funny, right? Yesterday, Dream took me on a date. He took me to the main event. We laughed the entire time. Okay, so we get to the main event and we can tell that it's packed. Like, it's hella people up in here. We forgot that damn, what's the guy? Tank, right? We forgot that Javante Davis and the Roach guy, we forgot there was a fight going on. But people was outside. The weather was great, y'all. So we go into the main event. And this lady, she's about 5 feet, Asian lady, looking, she got a little bit of a disgruntled bang. She got a side ponytail, disgruntled bang. And she was the first person that came up to us and starts talking. And we asked her, she's working at the main event. She's working there. And we asked her, we like, hey, so, we want to get a pool table. I would have loved to be Dream's ass in pool. Didn't get the chance to do that, right? So we say, hey, we want to play pool. What's the weight looking like? She's, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think we have any tables. I don't think we're going to have any available. I think it's an hour and a half wait. So she's disgruntled because it is packed in there now. So we say, okay, well, what about bowling? Oh, I don't. She said, I don't know. She said, my brain is really frazzled right now. And we being patient with her. Okay. She said, I've had to work 2 jobs. I went to work. This is my 2nd job today. And she says, I went to work this morning from 8 to 12, and now I'm here from 4 to 10, and it's just too much today. Sis was having a nervous breakdown. And Dream and I are so composed and so kind. And I love that. And it was so funny because we were like, okay. And I tried, me being who I am, I tell her, well, Dream being who he is first, he's like, it's okay. It's okay. You gonna make it through today. You gonna make it through. And then me, I'm like, well, did you ask your boss to maybe take a break? Right? Like, maybe you need to take a little break. This is what we tell him. Why are we having a whole counseling session with this lady at her job? And so I'm like, maybe you need to take a break. She says, well, my dinner is at home. My dinner is at home. I can't take a break here. My dinner is at home. And me and Dream are just like, okay, this is interesting. This is interesting. We don't know. All right. Okay, ma'am. Well, good luck. Right? We both say good luck. It was so funny. We go and we sit. We sitting at the bar. We having a drink. And we're doing what we do, little husband and wife banter. And I was telling Dream, I'm like, you really doing it for me tonight. Like, what are you doing to me right now? You got me like in a trance or something. Please stop. Like you're messing with me and I can't control myself, right? Because I have my hand on his leg, then my hand on his shoulder. I'm like, I can't like stop. And he gonna whisper in my ear, talking like, you know who's doing it for me right now? Ann. And I said, who the hell is Ann? Right? Because I didn't know who Ann was. He's talking about Ann was the lady at the front we was talking to. And I'm tripping, y'all, because I'm like, usually I'm really good at getting people's names. Like when we go out to a restaurant, when we go anywhere, if a person has a name tag on, I'm going to look at their name and I'm going to call them by their name. I'm not going to be like, hey, I'm like, hey, Daryl, or hey, Ann, or hey, Jeremy, can we? That's who I am. I couldn't even get Ann's name because I was just too busy trying to understand her psychology and like where she was at that moment and what is actually going on. So Dream whispers, Ann is doing it for me. And I say, who the hell is Ann? He tell me who Ann is. And I buzz out laughing. I could not stop laughing so hard. And I had told Dream, I said, you know what I love so much about you? I said, I just love how kind and patient you are. Right? And when we were talking right there, we was like, clearly Ann is feeling some type of way right now. She's feeling stressed. She's feeling under pressure, right? But also we feel like Ann was probably somewhere on the spectrum. And this was the important part and how it ties into Angie Stone. Ann is the girl's name, and we got Angie Stone. We laugh and we talk, and I tell Dream I love how patient he was because clearly this woman was having somewhat of an emotional breakdown or something, and she was not thinking from a business working employee mindset. She was thinking about the fact that she was feeling some type of way, right? And I just loved how we both have the capacity to hold space for people, right? And I think why that ties in with Ann and Angie is because all Angie Stone was doing in this space and time was really speaking her truth, right? And that's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing to be able to speak your truth and to tell how you feel and be vulnerable. Very real thing. But we also know that our vulnerability and our truth is very precious. It's very, very precious, right? And sometimes that vulnerability and that truth can be taken advantage of and misinterpreted, and the story just not be told correctly, you know? And I think that's one of the disservices of media and conspiracy theory at this time and in her transition, because she's speaking her truth of, I did not receive the money, whatever, from my royalty. She's speaking that truth. And now that truth has clouded her transition. Do you understand? Instead of people just honoring her life, her music, her beauty, right? Instead of people just honoring the legacy that she is leaving. Now it's directly connected to the truth that she was going for her publishing. And now it's connected to the idea that she was taken out of here because she was about to start speaking on UMG. If that's the case, why the hell is Drake still alive? Didn't Drake just sue UMG? Drake just sued the same company. Why is he still on tour doing whatever the hell he want to do? Okay? So when it comes to sharing our truth, family, we got to be very delicate with that. We got to be very delicate with that because y'all know we hate to tell somebody our truth and be vulnerable. We hate to tell people how we're feeling and then they turn around and they use that against us. Powerful lesson to learn. Powerful lesson to learn. So what does that mean? You got to have discernment. Everybody is not worth your vulnerability. Everybody is not worth your truth. Everybody's just not worth it. Because some people will take that truth and turn it into something else. Some truths must be kept sacred. This is why you have secret societies. This is why you have a family history, a family legacy that is just kept within the family and not shared with anybody that is outside of the family. We got to understand that. And I'm so grateful to Angie Stone. I'm so freaking grateful to Angie Stone because, man, I think about the work that I've done, right, here on YouTube. And even now, like even when I was just live the other day, I was like, I had a story that was directly in alignment with what I was sharing. And my spirit just kind of caught my tongue and just said, don't share that. So three keys that we take away from the gift of Angie Stone in her life. The first key is don't let your pride and your ego be bigger and louder than your spirit, your faith, your honor. Very important. We don't have to prove anything to anyone. For real though. Really, I remember I was I don't know who I was talking to. I think our one of our Patreon members named Pacho months ago. Was it Pacho? I feel like it was Pacho. But we were talking about something, and this is so good. I felt I had a friend, right? I had a disconnect from a friend. Somebody who I loved, right? And had a close connection with. But the relationship was not reciprocal. The love wasn't reciprocated. And so I remember to a T what happened with this specific friend. We were pregnant with Kai, and this specific friend did not say, congratulations, I see y'all are pregnant. Oh my God, so happy for y'all. That didn't happen, which was weird to me because I'm like, we kind of close. Like, you done been all up in my house. I know you see that I'm pregnant. It's been put out there, but this friend didn't say anything. And for a while, I was questioning, like, am I the bad friend? Am I whatever? And so what I did was I went and I looked through our conversations, and I realized, like, damn, I'm the one that's always reaching out. I'm the one that's always saying, you know, how you doing? What's going on? And all of that. I realized that's what I was doing. And I didn't want to lose those messages just in case the conversation came up. And so I found myself taking screenshots of our conversations just in case. Like, and I remember having a general conversation about this. And one of my, I think it was Pacho, I don't know who it was. It was another female figure in my life, was like, why do you feel like you got to save the conversation? Is it because you feel like you have to prove how you feel? Is it because you feel like you have to have the validation? And when she said that, I was like, damn, that's right. That's some ego shit. Now, I can say that because there's no litigation, there's no money, there's no nothing connected to that. It's just two friends, not really on the same page. It's not that deep. So, but it was egotistical of me to feel like I needed to save something like that. Do we understand? Now, in business, okay, in jobs, yes, you save that documentation, whether it is a conversation you have with your employee, whether it is your pay stubs or something like that. Like in business, you save those things, you document those things just in case. But you got to ask yourself, am I doing this for protection, or am I doing this to prove something from an egotistical place? Am I doing this because this is valuable information to what I have going on? Or am I doing this because I'm like, you ain't gonna be able to tell me shit when I show you this? This is my receipts. Do we understand? Think about the ladies on the Real Housewives of Atlanta and the Real Housewives of Potomac and all of that. They come to the reunion with all of these receipts, not because they care for a resolve, but because their ego is so inflated and they like, I got to prove that you was right and I was wrong. Get out of that spirit. Destroy that spirit. Okay? Because it's pride and it's ego. And they say pride comes before the fall. Pride comes before the fall. Okay? And not saying that Angie Stone was just that. I'm just saying this is something that we can take away from this experience. We take away from this experience that our vulnerability is sacred. And if we're going to speak on a massive scale, if we're going to share our stories to hundreds, thousands, millions of people, if we're putting our story out there to be observed and perceived, for people to have opinions and for their brain power to have an impact on our story, make sure your story is one that is already triumphant. Make sure we're speaking from a place of I've already won, even if you're still in the work. Sometimes I'm still, man, if I tell y'all some of the shit, some of the lessons I've had to learn from this, thinking, oh, I'm being vulnerable. I'm being truthful with my community. Literally, I had put it out there that I wanted to do something spiritually, business-wise, but I had not solidified certain things before I put it out there. I had not nailed certain things in before I shared with the community something that I was going to do. Months passed and that thing did not come to pass. It's happened way too many times. I've seen it happen multiple times where in my own personal life, I've shared something, even on YouTube. I've shared something beautiful that is happening in my life because I'm excited about it, right? And I want to share it with the people, with my community. And something happens and it falls through. Doesn't come to pass. I still find the blessing in that. But I can only imagine what would have happened if I would have held my tongue until the full manifestation. Speak to the manifestation, not to the inception. Speak when it's done, not when it's starting. Because when it's done, it's done. The work has been put in. The alchemy has happened. The transmission has come through and it's completed. Nobody can stop that. Nobody can destroy. And let me be clear because I see both sides of the coin. I 100% still believe that whatever God has given you, nobody can stop it, but it can get delayed. I will say that. Nobody can block a blessing that is your blessing. The things that I am doing that I shared in the past that didn't happen in the time that I wanted to happen, they shall still come to pass. It's still going to come to pass. I know it because I've already seen it. I've already seen it. But there was a delay in the manifestation and the fruition of it. So we speak to things that are done. Whether it's, and you got to get creative because it may not be done yet fully, but you talk about it in its doneness. You talk about what you've overcome, not what you're still going through. Even though I know seeing people go through their process is inspirational. Seeing people talk about what they're going through is motivational. It's like, okay, I'm not alone. I feel that. But sometimes you have more individuals who not consciously, sometimes we have more individuals who unconsciously want to see you stay the same. They don't want to see you overcome that thing. And it's not purposeful. It's not that they don't like you. It's not that they hate you. That's not the facts. It's just where you are keeps people comfortable. Okay. Last thing I want y'all to take away from this is that Angie Stone has done her big one. She's created beautiful art that will live forever. You can go and listen to No More Rain right now. You can go and listen to Brother right now. You can go and listen to anything in her catalog right now. That's legacy. She already has a legacy that she's leaving. Whether she fully believes that or not, it's the facts. So speak to her life and her situation from that perspective, not from the perspective of conspiracy theory. Because understand, every single time people put out this narrative that the powers that be took her out, every single time that message is spewed, we are adding power to that narrative. And we're setting someone else up to fall in the same exact way. It's deeper than that. It's deeper than that. When we think about Kobe Bryant, when we think about Nipsey Hussle, when we think about Michael Jackson, when we think about Prince, man, let's really think about this. If these quote unquote powers that be knew and understood that a person is more powerful in their death than in their life, they wouldn't kill them. Did you hear me? If people who commit these crimes, if they knew that in a person's transition, they are more powerful than they are when they are living, they would not kill them. Nipsey Hussle, I was familiar with Nipsey Hussle before he died. When he died, I became a Nipsey Hussle fan. Death is gain. That was powerful. That was powerful. His transition put him on Christ conscious Jesus frequency. For real. Like there was so many pictures out there. There was so many connections and synchronicities between the Christ and Nipsey Hussle when he died, not when he was alive. You go back and listen to all of that Nipsey Hussle music after he died, you're like, damn, he was giving us game. He was putting us on. Oh my gosh. If they knew what they were doing, they wouldn't do it. So you got to see the game, right? Like Kobe Bryant, same thing. Kobe passed away. Everybody tapped into their Kobe had already had the Mamba mentality out, right? That was already a thing. Mamba mentality was already a thing. When he passed away, everybody started tapping into their Mamba mentality. Everybody became more disciplined. Everybody became more focused. Everybody started to awaken in a certain sense. Do you understand? So that's how we want to see it. We want to look at this stuff like everybody's life is a gift to each other. Okay? And so that's my message. That's my Angie Stone transmission. I hope that y'all can really smoke a big bag of it and understand it on a very deep and intuitive level. I know last night when it came through, I knew that my message was going to be quite different from what is going to be put out there to the masses, right? But, you know, it just got to be said. It just got to be said. And so, and Angie Stone that died at 63, that's a 9 in a 9 year. You mean to tell me they're that strategic? They couldn't wait till she was 64? Stop it. Let me see when her birthday was. When's her birthday? 63 years old. What? Oh, her birthday is December 18th. Oh my God. That's the same birthday as my niece. Is her birthday December 18th? I have a niece that I think her birthday is December 17th. My aunt is December 18th, I believe. So she just turned 63. She just turned 63. Beautiful age. 63. 9-year. Beautiful Angie Stone. Beautiful, beautiful Angie Stone. And then March 1st, 2025. What is that? 2025, that's a 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13. A 9 and a 13. That's divine. Beautiful. We know 13 symbolizes the Christ consciousness. Jesus and his 12 disciples. Jesus makes the 13. What are we talking about? But of course, people want it to be conspiracy. People want it to be somebody did this. Why can't it just be God and his divine timing? She's a gift to the world. Her message and her music is a gift to the world. And we take this as a great lesson for us to embrace for ourselves. Okay? I love you all. Wait, I want to read this. This had happened to me, and it was only this year. Actually, her spirit told me to be quiet because I was talking too much. I'm sure the message was being sent previously, but I didn't get it then. Girl, yes. Yes, we got to keep it to ourselves. Hold on. I also wanted to see, we are the only person that exists in our subconscious mind. So when we are venting with emotions, we're only speaking and creating that for exactly. That's it. Creating it more for ourselves. Yep. Jenny, I want to say in peace and love to you. I did read, you said your friend passed away recently. I send you love and I send you peace and wholeness, and keep your worries today. Guru featuring Angie Stone called Keep Your Worries. I'm gonna go check that song out. I haven't heard that. I'm gonna go outside and get some sun and listen to that song. Keep Your Worries. That's beautiful. Sending you love, Jenny, for the passing of your friend. Thank you, Q, for the donation. I appreciate that love, sis. I appreciate that love. Thank you so much. You don't know. Y'all don't know. Them donations, they go a long way. Them donations go a long way. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you so very much. Thank you for being here. Shout out to my brother who came in. I'm so glad to see you here. Love you. I just hope that y'all take these words and let it resonate in your heart and in your spirit, and just trust that all is well. Evil cannot prevail. Evil cannot prevail. And you know, Martin Luther King says, darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. So when we perpetuate a certain type of story, we're perpetuating hate. And I just choose to perpetuate the essence of love. Okay. And I love y'all. Listen, we are doing spring readings. They are starting on March 6th. I got a beautiful story and message that I want to share with y'all about rebirth and renewal. That's going to be on March 6th. That's this upcoming Thursday. Make sure y'all join for that, because I feel like I know for a fact this upcoming Thursday, the information and the transmissions that I have to share about rebirth, renewal, and life-giving, and the flowers that bloom after the rain, right? The flowers that bloom after the rain, right? I know that that's going to bless many of you and really support y'all in this spring season. So come back on March 6th, and then the cart will definitely be opening up to get your spring readings. And I'm excited to support y'all on this journey. So peace, and I will catch y'all then. Peace.